You know, it was about 5.5 years ago. I had one of the scariest experiences of my life. I sat my parents down on our lovely leather couch and I said the following. Mum, Dad, I love you very much. You know something bad's coming, right? I said, Mum, Dad, I want to quit university. People in my culture love their degrees. And I was getting bored out of my brains at university. If you're laughing, you might have guessed I was studying accounting. And it wasn't until I uttered the next few words that I really thought I was going to die. I said, Mum, Dad, you know that investment property that you bought 3 years ago that you said was kind of for me, which it really wasn't, they just said it for motivational purposes. Your property that you bought, could we sell that now? And could I use $100,000 of the equity that you have in it to build a business? At this point, Dad kind of gripped Mum's leg and go, thank goodness it's a business. He wants to build a business, it's okay. Until I uttered the next few words. I said, Dad, I want to build a business online to teach magic. Just let that simmer for a bit. Just to set the context, I've just told a 60-year-old Asian man who's been through the war that I want to be Harry Potter. Wow, thank you. You laugh, I cry. Listen, and Dad stands up and he walks off with Mum into the kitchen. And I'm like, what? What's happening? The only thought in my mind was they were having this conversation. Don't worry, honey. We will kill this one. We make another one tonight. And we try again, right? So, 12 years later, my brother was born. He's studying dentistry in the University of Flinders, and this is a true story. Welcome to my life. Look, on my journey, I've been lucky enough to build that online business, and today I stand here before you with over 35,000 students from all over the world. And last year, I was lucky to be awarded South Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year. So, thank you. Now, on this journey, I've learned so many beautiful lessons, and today I want to share one of them with you. However, there's a way I share the lessons that I actually share with you this morning. There's a particular way that I do it. I use magic as my metaphor. Because I love magic so much, it's my metaphor. So in a way, you can think of it as I found a way to make the medicine taste good. So what I'm going to do is this. I need somebody to come up and help me, a lady who is fairly good with words. So I'm going to throw this out, and if you're a lady and you're not, please do join me on stage as quickly as you can, and please do give her a round of applause. Here we go. I'm so sorry, you've got it? Could you join me on stage, mate? Is that okay? Please do give her a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me with this. I do appreciate it. So here's the thing. I'm going to leave these for you like this. In front of you in a moment, hi. I'm Vin. Nice to meet you. Sam, please do have a look in front of you. Sam, in front of you there are two books. I need you to make a decision as to which book you'd like. And once you make the decision, Sam, this is what I'm going to get you to do. I want you to open the book to a page that feels right. Any page you like, up to you. Once you've got one, please do hold it up to yourself so I can't see, nobody else can see. You happy with that? Clarify for the audience that there are many long words in the book and there's not just one long word, there's many long words. Is that fair? It is fair, good, thank you. So look, Sam, I want you to pick a fairly long word. Not and then he or she. It's rather a bit boring for people to watch, obviously. Have you got one? Close the book. Place the book down. Please do say this word to yourself a few times. Sam, if you forgot it, if you forget it, the trick would be shit. So, you've got it? Good. So Sam, what I'm going to do is this. An experiment they used to do in the 1950s, an era of magic that I absolutely adore, is they would test psychic powers by getting Sam, do you mind staying in front of the stage? They'll get the spectator to think of a word, a random word, and then get them to project the first letter of their word to the crowd. Okay, this is a test they'll do. So I just want you to do the projection face, so you do the... Fantastic, and do look at the audience. And audience members, I do need you to pick up the first letter. So send them the first letter from right to left. just do that? Does everyone have a letter in mind now? Just guess. Statistically, in a room with this many people, there should be at least 30 who get it correct by guessing. So, in a moment when I get Sam to say the first letter, only the first letter, I want all of you to raise your hands if you got it right. Okay, so in a very loud voice, what was the first letter? H. Did anybody get H? Raise your hands. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's try this with me. I might be a little bit better at this, you'd hope. Okay, what I want you to do, Sam, is look at me. Think of the second letter, obviously the first we've got here, that's fine. Think of the second letter. See it in my hand, look in my hand, not at me. Genuinely do this, please. Look at the face. You're really good at this. Christ, I'd be scared to be in a relationship with you. Do keep your hand around here. Do you see the second letter? Say nothing, obviously, and as I kind of walk closer to you, this letter kind of gets a little bigger. And, good, so it's like it's a closed letter sound, obviously. It's like a W, but it's a U. Good. Now I need you to think about how many syllables are in this word. Don't count them with your fingers, don't nod them with your head. Just think to yourself how many syllables are in this word. Let me know when you're done. I need you to start saying the word to yourself over and over and over again in your head, starting now. Okay, good. Make sure you pronounce every single syllable very clearly, every single part of the... Don't look, Sam, look forward. Okay. Sam, just before we continue, you could have thought of any single word. For the first time, could you, in a very loud voice, please tell everybody what that word was? Hummingbird. Give it a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate your help. Thank you so much. Look, why did I show you this? There's a reason why I showed you this. Magic is my metaphor, right? When magicians set out to create a trick like this, people always say to them, it's impossible. Why? Because they say there is, on average, 60,000 words in a book. Vin, that is 1 out of 60,000. It is impossible. Not an accurate description. It's not impossible. Impossible would mean 0 out of 60,000. Highly improbable, yes, not impossible. This is where I learned my first important lesson in business. That what we believe actually dictate how we move forward. So for example, people who believed it wasn't possible, they didn't even go on the journey to see if it was actually possible. They didn't even try. But because I believed it was possible, I gave it a go. So I'm going to show you how it's done. So what happens is, the first step you take, you have to actually believe that it is possible. Because if you don't even try. So as a magician, I believed it was possible, took the first step. Then you see the second step, it's rather obvious. Anytime anyone opens a book, they always open the pages towards the middle of the book. Because to them that is random, right? They don't usually choose the 20% at the beginning or the 20% at the end. They usually go for something in the middle. 25% either way, you can throw it away. 50% in the middle is what is important. That's the second step. And you can only see the second step from step 1. You can't see the second step from step 0. It's not 1 out of 60,000. It's 1 out of 30,000. Then you see the third step. I said to Sam, pick a long word, not a short word. What does that mean? Anything less than 6 letters you will not choose. That essentially means that if you removed every single word out of a book that was less than 6 letters long, out of the 30,000 words that are left, you removed over 90% of them, statistically speaking. So you take the third step. It's 1 out of 3,000, not 1 out of 30,000. Then the next 2 steps are the most interesting, to which I'll not share. How this is done is not important, ladies and gentlemen, unless you're a magician. The interesting is this. I realized that what we believed is actually possible is more important than what is actually possible in reality. I realized completely that just because I believed it was possible, this first step was so crucial that if I didn't believe it was possible, I wouldn't even try. So if you're running a business right now, imagine your people, imagine they didn't believe in the business goal. What does that mean? It means they're not even taking the first step. There's one quote I'd love to share with you before I finish up, and it is this. It's by Steve Jobs. I love him. He said this quote that inspired me so much when I was young. He said, "Those people in the world who believe they can change the world, they are the people who actually do." Now, make this relevant for all of you. Those of you here today in 2014 who believe you can reach your goals and that you can put on the best darn events moving forward, you're the people who will. Good luck, my friends.